Different people from different walks of life, with different skill sets, from different professions, came together around the table and sat and thought, how are we going to deal with this? And there were people with different mindsets and differences. They had their own personality, but they came together for the betterment of the community, because obviously death affects everyone. They put their differences aside and came around the table. And from that, when initially the volunteers were requested, in 3 days we had 250 people sign up, 150 brothers and 100 sisters who were all ready. And remember, you have to put yourself, go back, and remember there was fear, that you could die if it was to affect you. But even though this fear was there, they all put themselves forward to volunteer, to assist with transporting, to assist with washing, the bathing of the body, and also for burials. So this whole team was put together. As a community, there was a need for PPE. There were brothers out there who for one mask were paying £20 just for one mask, and we needed, for one funeral, we probably needed 20 masks. So there were people in the community who went out their way just to ensure that we can carry out the final rites for our dead brothers and sisters. The whole community came together. It's this group. Sometimes they attach it to certain individuals. Maybe if you go to the cemetery, there's some brothers in green suits. No, this was a whole community. The whole community came together. There were people, there were charities who, gave us PPE. There was a brother who donated a coffin and who donated the majority of the PPE until the day he died, and nobody even knew that it was him. Bar me. Apart from me, nobody even knew. He arranged for the coffin, the shroud, to come from Turkey. And he was then buried in that shroud. A year later, he didn't know that he was going to die at a very young age. And like this, there are people who've given their premises. We didn't know where we were going to do the bathing. The mosques were unsure, there's going to be infection, there's going to be issues. So mosques were unsure. And then somebody came up, here's my building, do what you want. Some brothers went in there, they just said, yeah, we can do something. They painted it overnight, somebody laid the floor. The people who were carpenters made a table, the electricians, the plumbers, the pharmacists, everybody came together, the whole community came together and made this happen. We had 250 COVID deaths. 250 COVID deaths in our city of Leicester. And alhamdulillah, every one of them was given a proper bath, a ghusl, shroud, and it was a whole community which came together which made this happen. And so we should be proud of the community, and what we have to learn from here is that when we come together, we can do anything. We can tackle anything. There's nothing that we can't achieve when we come together. We have to understand that we are different. We should be celebrating our differences. There are people who have different ideas, different mindsets, different ways of doing things, and we should respect it. Yeah. And the other thing is, nobody is perfect. We are all full of faults. If we're going to think that, we always tend to look at the negatives and the faults. But you'll find that nobody is, without faults. We are all, we all have some weaknesses within us. So that's why, we have to learn that when we come together, when we want to do something, we can achieve anything and everything. And this radio station, I was here when Maulana started it, alhamdulillah, the idea that he had, today we can see that, how it's serving the community. And there's so many people that I've known who said to me that, this program, I learned this from there, and I've learned or acquired something from listening to the radio. So I want to thank you. Maulana's put me on the spot in terms of putting onto the spot. But I want to thank you as a community, because even just saying you're doing a good job, you're part of this team. And even if you're saying you're not doing a good job, you're also part of this team. But if we're doing something wrong, we need to tell us. I'm not a professional speaker, so I do apologize. Jazakallah khairan.